Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Same Page. I am Lenard, and this is my lovely wife,
Sarah.
And today we'll be talking about basically how we've been managing during this quarantine time.
Yes, quarantine has been sort of difficult for some, maybe a break for other people, but as the time that we spend in isolation increases, at least for us, it's been good because we sort of found our routine in it.
Yeah, but it took a while for us to get our groove. I know for me initially, now mind you, even though I was teleworking from home, it was still hard for me to get into that nice routine of sticking to a schedule, which Sarah's going to talk about.
Yeah, so when quarantine happened, I can't lie, I was like, okay, well, at least I'll get a break because, like many of us, we're go all the time. Our schedules are packed. The weekends are too short, etc., etc. So for me, I was like, well, you know what? It'll be a good break, and I'll be able to just rest and take time to myself. I didn't think too much of it, but as the time progressed, so within the first couple of weeks, it was good because I was resting, but it was bad for me in the sense that I was a little bit lost. I didn't have a routine. I woke up at whatever time I wanted, then I would watch Netflix and maybe eat very late, or my eating patterns or my eating schedule was all off. So eventually I had to create a schedule for myself because that wasn't working. Not that I wanted to be super productive, but I thought to myself that I could take this time to do something better than binge watch movies or shows and sleep and etc. etc. So what helped for me is really creating a schedule, especially creating a morning routine, because once that routine was set, I already knew what I was going to do with the rest of my day. I had a list of things that I was going to accomplish and what times, and that really got me to be more productive.
And I'm glad you brought up the whole morning routine, because even though I had a schedule, but at the beginning of this whole COVID quarantine, I was like, well, for me, sleeping in is sleeping around 7 o'clock, basically. So I'd basically sleep in till 7, start work around 7:30, between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, and then just work, just telework from there, usually till around 3:30 in the afternoon. But my morning routine didn't really get established until a couple weeks into it, where I started to wake up a little earlier. Usually did my worship and praise in the morning, just try and tap into my spirituality, and then also did some extra. Went outside for a walk or did some type of exercise, some kind of physical activity, just to get the blood flowing. Before I parked my butt in front of a computer and logged in. So that took a while to implement, but I'm totally glad I did, because now at least I find the days go by so much quicker, and I feel way more productive now than I did before, having that morning routine established.
And one of the things that we found that was important during this time, it was to establish a time that we could be on our own, and a time that we can come together and just spend some quality time together. So for me, I need that alone time, and I think it's okay for us to take that time if needed and actually schedule it in. So I know some people, they have kids or they have jobs, etc., and that must be very tough, and I do feel for the people who have to manage homeschooling and work and all of that. But at least for me, getting that alone quiet time was to wake up a little bit earlier than sometimes than Lenard and go for my walk, or just even if Lenard was awake, wake up and schedule a time that nobody bothers me. I'm by myself, working out, or going for my walk, meditating, whatever that means. But that everybody knows that don't bother Sarah at that time. My phone is away. You know, not other people know, but my phone is off, and I just take that time. So I thought that was very important to me. I do it in the morning, so it helps me get my day starting.
Well, unlike Sarah, like I don't necessarily need to have that alone time. Sarah really cherishes that, and she definitely needs that. Now, for me, I still do have it. Like there might be a show that I watch that Sarah's not really into, or I usually take that time maybe to do some reading. But basically, whenever it was her alone time, I just kind of obviously did my own thing. But unlike her, like I didn't like for me, it's not a necessity. Like I don't mind being around Sarah all the time. I don't know what that says about
about you,
about me or her.
It's just my preference. I still love you.
I guess so. But either way, like all I have to say is like just try and be as productive as you can during your alone time, and then come together. And
lastly, I do think that coming together and spending quality time together is also very important. So that had to be scheduled in too. Yeah. So for us, it was more in the evenings, going for a walk after dinner. Sometimes we schedule working out together, but I found that doesn't work so much for me. I do like my alone space, and even if we are working out together, I don't really talk to him, and I do my own thing. So it was best to do something that we both enjoyed.
Just to have that quality conversation and a quality time together, and for us it was really important to in most cases to actually get out of the house and get some fresh air and all, and even if it was for a short walk or just running an errand together, like because I know a lot of people had like I think a lot of people are feeling very restless, just being cooped up all the time. So having those moments where it doesn't seem like much, but just getting out of the house, getting some fresh air, going for a walk, and then at half the time we'd combine errands and a walk. Luckily, we live in a part of Barhaven where we're just basically walking distance from certain stores. So instead of taking the car, we just go for a longer walk. Yeah.
I think the most important thing is that when you do spend that time together, it's something that you both enjoy, and one is not dragging the other person to do that. Yeah. So if there's a game that you both enjoy playing, we mentioned going for a walk, whatever it may be, going for a hike, but as long as both parties are enjoying the activity together, I think that's the most important part. So in conclusion, create a schedule because it works wonders for us.
And everything just snowballs from there.
Yes, and I've been so much more productive in my personal development and learning different things, and our relationship has been very good. At the beginning, we didn't know that whether it was going to be, a little challenging. Both of us always be in the house together. It's like, oh gosh.
We knew that this COVID situation was definitely going to test our relationship. Yeah.
But I think it's been great.
I think it's been great too.
Yeah, we've been on the same page and learning together, and that time together really helps one understand what the other person is working on personally, right? If I'm working on something, then I want to share that with Len. Yeah.
Well, on that note, thanks for joining us, and like everyone's saying these days, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.